Hello and welcome to Bella Riosa Cooking with Injuries. I'm Bella Riosa and this channel is all about me sharing some tips and tricks that I have learned from 10 plus years of having some chronic injuries as well as mild injuries. In today's episode, we're going to be making a breakfast muffin. This breakfast muffin doesn't have egg and it doesn't have milk. So what this is about is maybe you just have staples in the fridge, freezer, cupboard, and you're actually out of the eggs, you're out of the milk, so you need to whip it up. Maybe you just don't eat those ingredients. So to start off with, as I've mentioned in a previous video, I have a toast oven, or benchtop oven. The benchtop oven functions the exact same as a normal large oven. I just like it because it is easier for me to cook with. So it's not a necessity, it's just something that I found made my life easier while I was cooking with injuries. So I'm going to turn this on to 180 degrees just to preheat it while we're mixing the ingredients. So now let's get into mixing up the muffin. In our bowl, we're going to put 130 grams of rolled oats, 250 grams of water, 2 tablespoons of chia seeds. Now, what we're doing here is the chia seeds act as an egg replacement. There's a particular ratio, but I worked out into the recipe of something like 1 tablespoon per chia seed to, I believe it was 2 tablespoons of water. Don't know, I'll have to look it up. Now we've got 25 grams of pepitas. Pepitas are a particular type of pumpkin and they don't have the husk on the outside, so that's what a pepita seed is. It's a form of a pumpkin seed. We've got 70 grams of frozen raspberries, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, I spilt it as I was picking it up, 75 grams of honey. I'm going to turn the scales on. And that's 75 grams of honey. Now I'm going to mix all this at this stage. To mix it, I'm just using a fork. Now that this is all nicely mixed through, we're going to add some more flavors to this. In here we've got 1 teaspoon of baking powder. So the baking powder is used as the rising agent. If we had any leavening sort of ingredient, which can be milk or other things along those lines, we could use baking soda. But as we don't have any of those ingredients, we need to use baking powder. We've got ½ a teaspoon of cinnamon and 1 teaspoon of allspice. So put that in and mix that through. Now that we've mixed everything in together, let's fill up the muffin tins. Now that we've made the ovens fairly even and our oven is up to temperature, we're going to bake these off. Okay, so these muffins have now been in the oven for 40 minutes at 180, and let's check them. Look at that. They look so good. I personally am not a fan of the flavour when they're warm like this. They're just a little bit different. So I'm going to let them cool down and then we will try them. And here you have our cooled down raspberry breakfast muffins. So let's just have a bite of them. As you can see, the paper peels off it quite nicely once it's cooled down. Split it in half. That's what it looks like. that is a really good muffin. It's got a little bit of a different after texture, the fact that it doesn't have milk and that it's water, but it is actually delicious.